The Airline Schedule Importer is integrated within Logbook Pro Mobile. It's a great system for airline pilots to process your trip data and import it directly into your logbook. The data will be marked as pending, and then you can go out and fly, update your scheduled UI times to actuals, clear the pending checkbox, and save. So let's go ahead and process let's go through the workflow here and take a look at the Schedule Importer. First off, you have to have a subscription to the Schedule Importer, which you can purchase at nc-software.com/si. You can also get it from the My Account area as needed through a purchase through Apple, which will activate immediately once Apple approves the purchase, which should be just a few seconds. Prior to going into using the Schedule Importer, you need to go to Settings in Schedule Importer. If you don't, you'll be prompted to do so. Set your default aircraft type and default N number, if desired, for the N number. Some people like to prefix it with N, and then you can just put the actual number for the fin number, tail number, whichever you like to call it. If your trip data contains the equipment or aircraft information, it will use that. Otherwise, it will fall back to the defaults. Let's go into the Schedule Importer, and you can see that upon accessing this screen, it's going to check the cloud to see if you have any trip data that you've already imported. You can import trips at nc-software.com/schedule. You can also import directly from the app. But in this case, you can see that I've already imported on the web portal, nc-software.com/schedule. And now I've launched the app. I can go ahead and tap Import Trips, the green button on the bottom, and this data will be processed. I can also review the trip data. I can review it in just a simple format. I can also review it in a grid type of a format where I can actually drill into each trip, look at the days, look at the legs, and then look at information for those legs. So you can review trips either way. You can also delete them by tapping the red button. But let's say, for example, on your device, you've copied and pasted or copied the required trip data, whether from a file that you get from your trip provider or you go to the web portal. And typically, most trips you select from the trip preparing number, which should then include the trip date, and then go all the way down through your TAFB, which is typically at the bottom with your crew data. So you essentially want to go from top left, which is your trip preparing number, all the way down to the bottom right, which is your TAFB and crew data. You then go to the Add Trips area, and then the top right, you can see here where it says Filter. This is 99% of the time, this is what you're going to use, is our auto. We have the ability to detect the information that you are supplying, and we can determine the filter that needs to be used to parse your data. If auto doesn't work, just like as outlined on the web portal, tap Filters, and you can choose the more specific filter for what you need. The other setting here is whether your trip data is in UTC or local. So if your data is in local, make sure you turn this off. The cloud will automatically convert all the locals for every destination into UTC, as the app deals in UTC for all of its internal methods. So in this example, we have copied the trip data from our trip source. I'm going to go ahead and tap Paste to paste that data in, and then let's go ahead and hit Process Trips. It's going to send that information to the cloud, and that quickly, the cloud has processed the data and stored it in your cloud portal for your NC Software account. So now if we go back, you can see we have 2 trips available. And now all we have to do is tap Import Trips, and that will go into our logbook. If you have calendar integration enabled, it will also make the entries into your calendar. And then these flights will show red because they're pending, which means not yet flown. When it's time to fly, you go ahead and tap and update the flight log. At the very bottom, you'll see a pending flight checkbox. You want to clear that check mark saying, hey, it's not pending anymore. This is good. Tap Save, sync it, and you're done. So in this video, we took a quick overview of the Airline Schedule Importer integration within Logbook Pro Mobile.